Stronghold Crusader, Definitive Edition. First up, a remaster of the 2002 classic, dropping July 15th, Stronghold Crusader, Definitive Edition. This isn't just a visual touch-up, it's a full overhaul with 4K graphics, sharper textures, and new sound design that really sells the Crusades vibe. Fully voiced in Russian, or your local language, plus a slick UI that's beginner-friendly but still feels like home for veterans. Like the original, you'll build castles, manage economies, gather resources, and raise armies to defend or attack. The series' signature feature: destructible fortifications. Walls crumble under catapults, towers collapse, and sieges are chaos. New units like Hashishins and Juggernauts spice up tactics, swarm with numbers, ambush, or pick them off from range. Smarter AI and new warlords, Saladin, Richard the Lionheart, keep fights fresh. Best Edition. Co-op for the Path of the Crusader campaign, where one player handles economy while the other commands troops. Yeah, it's that kind of teamwork. Looks promising. Atre, Dominance Wars. Ever play Heroes of Might and Magic? Of course you have. Well, Outworld Studios took inspiration and is cooking up Atre, Dominance Wars for late this year or next. They mashed it up with real-time strategy and magic. You play as an elder in the world of Atre, where 4 dimensions collapsed into one messy reality. Goal: become a god by mastering diplomacy, economy, magic, and war. It's a 4x game, explore procedural maps, build empires, hoard resources, and crush rivals. The twist? Unit mutations. Basic soldiers can evolve into mages or giants, but weaker troops stay useful, cause they're cheap. Then there's the artifact system, craft them using glagolitic script, yes, really, to buff your playstyle, like boosting armies or economy. Real-time with pause keeps battles from feeling overwhelming. Visually, it's moody, rifts, dead forests, magic flares, all the good stuff. Just gotta wait for release. Endless Legend 2. Endless Legend 2 hits early access this summer, and it's a breath of fresh air for 4X fans. Set on the ocean planet Sildra, where tides and seasons reshape the map. Imagine building a city on dry land, then, boom, half of it's underwater next turn. Absolute chaos. Pick one of 4 factions, 2 more at launch, each with unique vibes, defense-focused wall builders, coral-obsessed cyborgs with wild tech, etc. Explore procedural maps, expand, negotiate, or exterminate. But the real hook? The dynamic map. Tides reveal or drown paths, forcing constant adaptation. Want to attack? Better check if the route's gone in 3 turns. Combat's turn-based with deep tactics, manually position archers on hills, or just Zerg rush. Units are customizable, and heroes aren't just stat sticks, they level up, form relationships, and unlock quests that reveal lore or trigger disasters. Diplomacy's flexible too, trade, backstab, or fake alliances. Every game's unique thanks to procedural maps and random events. Just brace for a steep learning curve, but hey, that's strategy games for you. Knights of the Crusades. Next up, a fresh RTS set in the Crusades, Knights of the Crusades. It's a mix of large-scale real-time battles, settlement management, and sandbox freedom. You start as a lowly knight but can rise to lead a mighty order if you balance war, diplomacy, and expansion. The big sell? Total freedom. Siege castles with catapults, trade with neighbors, or even bribe them to avoid fights altogether. Resource management's key, silver and faith, yep, faith works like currency, kinda like Age of Mythology. Build castles, villages, and defenses on a massive map, with a campaign tied to historical events. Right now, it's single-player only, but co-op or PvP would be a killer addition. No word on that yet, though. Dark Moon. Dark Moon lands in Q2 2025. It's an RTS with survival elements where you play as lunar engineers after a solar storm wipes out all electronics. The twist? Sunlight is deadly. Anything exposed burns to a crisp in seconds, so you'll hug the shadows. Manage a mobile base that doubles as shelter and transport, scavenge minerals for upgrades, and research tech while trying to contact Earth and escape. Procedural maps and random events, like survivor encounters or enemy raids, keep each run unpredictable. You'll even choose who to recruit. Survivors bring skills but drain supplies and might betray you. Real-time gameplay is all about timing, linger too long, and the sunrise fries you. A demo with a tutorial's already in early access, but some content's still cooking. Still, the demo's solid. Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow is a modern military RTS with massive battles and insane customization. We're talking 300 units, tanks, drones, you name it, and over 1,000 weapon/armor combos. Want a tank with extra plating or a heli loaded with cruise missiles? Go nuts. Tactics rule here: deploy troops, storm positions with armor, call in artillery, or dominate the skies. Two factions, USA and Russia, each with 5 specialties, Marines, mechanized, airborne, etc., clash on huge real-world maps, ports, urban sprawls, you get it. Solo campaigns and a 5v5 wargame-style multiplayer will deliver absolute chaos. If you love deep tactical RTS, this is your jam. Fall of an Empire. Coming in Q3 this year, Fall of an Empire is a grand real-time strategy with 4x elements where you play as an emperor who seized power in a coup, but here's the twist: you're not building an empire, you're desperately trying to stop yours from collapsing. The massive map features 150 settlements, millions of citizens, and 12 provinces with governors who each have their own agendas, and might betray you. You'll juggle resources, diplomacy, and military campaigns to fend off barbarians while dealing with rebellions and invasions. The combat system is unique: you only directly control major battles while the AI handles smaller skirmishes. With deep lore, kingdom management, and dynamic events, this is perfect for fans of Crusader Kings or Total War. Whiskerwood. Whiskerwood is a city builder colony sim with a hilarious premise: you lead oppressed mice building cities under the rule of cat overlords. The core challenge? Balancing your mice's needs against the cat's escalating demands. Gameplay revolves around complex production chains. You'll manage 40+ resources from ore to spices while building conveyor belts, elevators, and slides for automation. With limited island space, you'll build vertically, up or down, and modify terrain. Mice belong to guilds that affect their work, while cats keep increasing their tribute demands. Will you submit or plan a rebellion? Procedural maps and random events like storms or pirate raids keep things tense. Surprisingly deep for a game about rodent revolution. Lessaria, Fantasy Kingdom Sim. Inspired by Majesty, Lessaria is an RTS where you're a king managing heroes with indirect control. They make their own, often terrible, decisions. Hire heroes through guilds and give them tasks, but they might get drunk or go shopping instead of fighting. The gameplay combines kingdom building, cities, resources, tech trees, with real-time tactical combat featuring magic towers and defensive walls. Procedural maps come packed with quests and monsters, while the campaign explores Lessaria's lore. There's also a sandbox mode and multiplayer options, PvP or PvE. The hero trait system is fantastic. For example, a hero who develops arachnophobia after encountering spiders might refuse to fight them later. Unpredictable and full of personality. Crown of Greed. Get ready for Crown of Greed, a fresh twist on kingdom management with Slavic mythology flavor. You're the ruler of Rodovia, a kingdom under siege by undead hordes, vampires, giant spiders, and even a dragon lord. The catch? You don't give direct orders. Your subjects have free will and might ignore your requests unless properly motivated with gold rewards, and even that's not guaranteed. Gameplay focuses on building defenses while heroes make questionable decisions. Construct towns with workshops, military buildings and hero dwellings, collect taxes, and upgrade structures. The 12-mission campaign throws everything from undead sieges to boss battles inspired by Slavic legends at you, with more missions likely coming later. Heroes have distinct classes for scouting, defense or assault, and you can name them, resurrect fallen warriors, or carry them between scenarios. The day/night cycle affects gameplay, and the demo's already racking up positive Steam reviews for its unique mechanics. Definitely one to watch. Band of Crusaders. For something darker, meet Band of Crusaders, a real-time tactical RPG where you lead a knightly order against demonic invaders in 1350s Europe, think Witcher vibes without Geralt. The key feature: slow-motion tactical combat where success depends on hero synergy, positioning and skill combos. You'll manage 20 Crusaders, from peasants to veterans, each with customizable skills and gear, until they inevitably die. Permadeath is brutal here. The open-world sandbox generates procedurally as you explore, build camps for recruiting/healing, and battle bandits, cultists and folkloric demons. Your actions, and AI factions, dynamically change the world, with day/night cycles and seasons adding extra layers. Expect non-linear campaigns with epic bosses and random events, perfect for masochistic strategists. Liegecraft. Liegecraft blends 4X strategy with RPG elements a la Crusader Kings. As a medieval monarch, you'll build a feudal empire where every vassal has their own ambitions, traits and flaws. Appoint loyal lords, execute traitors, or scheme in the shadows, but push too hard and face rebellions. The hex-based map combines turn-based strategy with real-time events as you manage economy, armies and diplomacy. Host feasts and tournaments, send heroes on treasure hunts, or wage full-scale wars. Even silly moments like drunken lord brawls make the cut. Every decision, from title grants to secret alliances, reshapes your realm's history. It's political chess with swords and mead. Outworld Station. Tired of medieval settings? Outworld Station delivers sci-fi RTS with factory automation. As commander of the Tau Systems space station, you'll build complex production chains to mine minerals, construct robotic freighters, and even harness antimatter. Gameplay revolves around optimization, automate resource collection, design star ships, civilian or military, and link stations via wormholes. While combat exists, the real challenge is perfecting your interstellar supply network. Random threats like pirate raids keep you alert, and 4-player co-op lets friends divide roles, one builds, another fights. Imagine Factorio meets FTL, that's the vibe here. Global Conflagration. Remember that legendary RTS Command and AMP, Conquer? Well, some devs from 2 different studios got inspired and decided to make their own spiritual successor, Global Conflagration. It's basically like Generals but with modern controls and streamlined mechanics. Set in a near-future Europe torn apart by war between 3 factions, the European Defense Union, Carpathian Movement, and a shady PMC group. The big twist? Hyper-aggressive gameplay where constant control of key points fuels your war machine. Expect non-stop real-time battles with tanks, infantry, choppers, and air power. Each faction has unique units, like the PMC's armored T-90s and troop-transporting Hind helicopters. Maps support up to 8 players in multiplayer, and while they're teasing single-player campaigns a la Generals, details are still under wraps. No release date yet, but judging by these trailers, it's coming along nicely. Front RTS. Saving the most unique for last, Front RTS. Another classic-style RTS but dripping with grimdark Warhammer-esque aesthetics. On a war-torn planet, 3 factions, working titles, the Empire, mutants, and robots, battle for survival. The hook? Brutally asymmetric gameplay where you're often outgunned, forcing clever tactics. Standard base building and resource gathering lead to massive real-time clashes, with each faction boasting superweapons, nukes, bioviruses, even troop teleportation. Sound familiar, Generals fans? A 6-hour non-linear campaign with text-based events unfolds across procedural maps, plus there's a strategic meta layer where mercenary hires and rebellion responses shape your story. Destructible terrain, explosions reshape battlefields, and weather systems, sandstorms change combat dynamics, add depth, alongside tech trees for progression. Looks like a proper love letter to classic RTS with fresh twists.